Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you want to see my other videos. Today we're back in The Sims and we're building, so let's get to it. Okay, so we are building on the Hindquarter Hideaway lot in Brindleton Bay. It's like that secret cabin-y type lot. Like, it's got its own like little fishing pond and everything by it. So yeah, there's a good reason why I picked it, and if you probably already know just because of the fact that it's called a fishing cabin, and I just said it was a fish pond nearby. Yeah, it's 2 bed, 2 bath, and it costs 41,372 simoleons. It will be available for download on my gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Yeah, when I think of this time of the year, I really do think about like fishing and everything, so that's kind of where I went. And then this one is just it's kind of a little bit special to me because of the fact that I had 2 uncles who loved fishing, absolutely loved fishing. And I can remember sometimes where we went fishing with them, and it was just so much fun. And I really wanted to build this cabin because I was inspired by that. There was actually this one time we was all fishing together, and one of my uncles had 2 fishing rods, and he wasn't fast enough to grab the one. A fish bit onto the end and took the rod with him. Well, later in the day, my dad, who is not a fisherman, trust me, is not a fisherman, he caught a fish, and lo and behold, the rod was still attached. So he gave my uncle a choice. Either he could have the fish or he could have the rod back. Well, my uncle, being the fisherman that he was, he chose to have the rod back. He was like, nah, you can keep the fish, I'll catch a different one. So yeah, there was that. And yeah, that was a fun time though. I mean, that was just too much fun. But right now I've got the shell, I've got the layout. It's just the roof that's kind of a little tricky. Yeah, this piece was just, I could not get it to not stick out there, and I really just wanted it to not do that, so I just decided to make like that part just a little bit bigger. And then we're just going to roof this other part. This house actually came together pretty fast for me. I think it's just because of how inspired I was by the fishing trips with my uncles back when I was little. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was really inspiring to build this cabin. And we do have several items. I did not use any fish tanks, and I did not use any mounted fish. I think that these people are more so people who either do catch and release, or they only catch what they need for dinner, that sort of thing. And I truly do think that this cabin started out as a getaway cabin, like just a weekend type cabin, and now the one couple who owns it, I think that they're here and they stay here, like they live here. They decided to move up here after they retired, and then the other bedroom is for their grandkids when their grandkids visit. Unfortunately, I do think that their grandkids are like at least teenager age, and I do think that they don't come as much anymore, and the grandparents totally understand that. It does make them sad, but I think that they totally understand that. The kids, they try to come as often as possible, at least in my opinion. That's what's happening. But I did definitely want to go with a lot of wood. I thought about making like a decorative edge to the roofing, but I decided against that, and then just going and looking at windows. But yeah, so you can fit up to 4 Sims here. Plus, if you wanted like a dog or a cat, you could probably do that too. I did not add any of that, but that would be an easy fix, especially for a dog. You just need like a food bowl, and that's basically it, cause yeah. But yeah, so we're just looking through windows, and I really, really like this window, but I just could not find anywhere to use it, so I decided against it. I did want like some sort of a wooden looking window, and yeah. So just kind of looking around, trying to see what I can find. I really like these. These are base game, and I think that's the window I used like everywhere. I think. I'm pretty certain. So we're just going to put them in different places. I will be moving that one window in just a moment. Kind of got a little wonky there, but yeah, that window. And then I'm just going to put in a door to this porch. Like I said, this kind of came together pretty easily, pretty fast. It was just a matter of like, okay, what do I actually want to use here? But yeah, And I don't know how many packs this thing used. And here's your save reminder: if you play in The Sims, save your game. It's needed. And then just kind of going to go through and put in some lights. I did not use the subtle saucer light in this, but it did keep it simple with the lights. I just don't think they're going to have like crazy, funky. Well, at least I think I kept it simple. let me rephrase that. I think I kept it simple. Okay, this base game light for the 2 bathrooms, and then for I think everywhere else got Dream Home Decorator lights. I believe, yeah. Okay, so there is that. So just 2 different types of lights. That's not bad. Well, technically 3, but 2 different packs worth. And then just putting in doors, just trying to figure out where I wanted doors and such to go. And then really just looking at the wood. This is the same wood from out front. It's like on the 2 porches. It's kind of like, to me it looked a little worn and everything. And it's kind of what I wanted. That this cabin was like well loved, well used. So yeah. And then just kind of looking at flooring options. Trying to figure out where I'm putting the kitchen and such. I did decide to move that door and then just put the kitchen back there. And then just kind of trying to map out like, okay, well this is going to go here, this is going to go there. Just trying to figure it all out. And then also just trying to figure out, okay, well, how does this look? What does this look like? This would have been a nice wallpaper, except for it was a little heavy to me. And I do end up changing it. And then I just went with this, this one. This tile not for the bathrooms. I did pick a different tile for the bathrooms. I just kind of went with a large white one for the bathrooms. And I picked that one for the kitchen. And then, like I said, the rest of it, I just kind of wanted it to be a little less wood. It just kind of made it feel heavy and dark. And that was definitely not what I was going for. So, yeah. And then as far as the 2 bedrooms go, I honestly do not remember what I put in there. Yeah. I think I put some like, yeah, some of this wood to match like the outside. I put that as like accent walls here and there. And then I think I just put, yeah, like a color on the wall. So green in that bedroom. Then I think I went blue in this one, but I just went with like this blue. I like that blue. It's pretty. And then just starting in the bathrooms, this one is going to get a shower, a tub, like separate shower and tub. Definitely needed something to cover the windows, but I always have problems with finding curtains and things to actually cover what I want it to. So there is that. I did go with this one, I believe, from Seasons. I kind of interchanged like the Seasons one, and I went ahead and put the curtain over the other one. I kind of interchanged the Seasons and the Eco Lifestyle one. They kind of look the same, so it kind of fits the same way for me. Yeah, so separate shower and tub, if I can talk today. And I'm pretty certain that will work. I did not test it, so I'm pretty certain though. Gonna put in that toilet, and then just gonna grab this sink. I think that might be from the Adventure Away pack. I'm not certain. Put out the toothbrush, the soap, the hand towel, the toilet paper, the towels, all of that. I did put out a plant. It kind of just needed something over there, so I just went with it. And then just kind of looking to see if there's like any sort of artwork or anything. I kind of wanted something fish related, but just wasn't finding what I wanted. So I did go back, and I think I just went with, I went with this koi fish picture, which is still good. And then just putting out the hand towel, the towels. I think I put 2 towels in here just because of the fact that I'm expecting there to be 2 grandparents. And then like this like little thing over the tub. Over here, it's going to get a shower tub combo. So, and then again, the toilet, the sink, the mirror, all the necessities that you need go into there. Yeah, same sink, just pretty much the same stuff basically, except for this one doesn't have a separate shower and tub. I think when they bought this house, it was probably the kids were little or they were non-existent when they bought this cabin, and so they kind of figured that they probably need it, and maybe they bought this when their kids were actually little. I don't know. I didn't think that far. But we just put out the one towel. I don't think that they have multiple towels out in that one. When they need them, I think they'll put them. But for the most part, I don't think they actually need them for the most of the time. just putting some curtains on this window, and so part of this window does get kind of covered. And I did use these wooden counters from Horse Ranch. And yeah. But yeah, for the most part, I think, yeah, the window got covered just a little bit, but it's fine. I did remember to put in a trash can, and I did go ahead and put in the trash can outside. I think I do move that, though. I'm not certain. And then just kind of put in a small island. And then just going to grab a fridge. They don't have, like, the fanciest of appliances here, but I do feel like they have pretty nice stuff. A thermostat, a burglar alarm, because, as I said, they didn't always live full-time here. So they did have a burglar alarm just in case somebody had some nefarious plans. Gonna put in that kitchen shelf just above because I just really didn't like the idea of countertops. And then just gonna kind of look in the cluttery section, in the clutter section. But yeah, just kind of looking to see. I wanted some herbs. I feel like the grandma here, because I do think that there is at least a grandma. I feel like the grandma here probably is like a big gardener, and I really do think that she really does well with the gardening, and she loves gardening for herbs and stuff, and anything that she can not have to buy, that she can grow herself, I think that she's all for. But just putting out a little bit of clutter here. Just trying to figure out what I actually wanted here and there. I did put out this dish thing. I did put out the mugs and stuff. And I don't remember what else I might have put. Let's see here. I don't even remember what I was looking for. I just remember thinking, okay, well, this is just needs a little something. I did find this, like, fishing net with the different buoys, and I thought that would be perfect decor. And they're just gonna get the table. Yeah. This house was a little weird to do. The layout was not exactly what I was thinking it was gonna be, but it did end up just fine. Gonna put out these chairs. Those are from, I have no idea what pack. None. I went too fast, so. But they're just trying to find something that I could put on top. I did put out the cookie jar. I think that they have the cookies out for the grandkids. And then just trying to figure out, okay, how do I do this? And I did want a fireplace, but I wanted one that would fit in between these two windows. And I put this one, I think that's also from Adventures Away. And then I moved the table to be that way, just to give the living room just a little bit of space. I was going to put a TV up there and on there and all that, but I didn't feel like playing around with it and moving it and all that. So I decided that maybe they just don't have TV. Maybe they are more outdoorsy people here. And that's another reason why maybe the grandkids don't come as often anymore. Did put out this bookcase. I truly do. Well, maybe not that bookcase. Maybe this one. I put out a bookcase somewhere, somehow. Yeah. And then just trying to figure out clutter for it. I wish that we had a few more fish objects in this game. Like something that didn't necessarily go with, like fish bowls and stuff, but something like maybe a little fish statue or something. I did not find any that I kind of liked, so that was kind of a bit of a bummer. But I was really hoping I could put that fan on a shelf. Like maybe that's just extra air circulating through, but no, it wasn't going. I do think I put out I put out this picture of like the soccer team or whatever, and I feel like that's probably just a picture of their grandkids on the soccer team. But yeah, and then just kind of looking. I love this couch from Cats and Dogs. It was definitely the right vibe. And then looking for a chair. At first I found this chair and I just didn't like that it didn't have the arms. So I was trying to find something that would match. I did end up finding one from Cats and Dogs that matches, that has the arms. This one right here. And I really liked that idea because I really wanted it to match so much. And then just kind of looking around to see what else I could put. I needed something to fill in these like little spaces on either side of the fireplace, but just trying to figure that out. It was not easy. And yeah, I was thinking that maybe the grandma had like an herb garden inside, but I could not get it to fit, so I did put that object outside. Just kind of looking and trying to figure out, okay, well, what can fit, what can work here. I did put a little bit of plants on the top of the fireplace, and I do put in this chess table. I do think that Grandpa is probably a chess lover, and that, or even Grandma. I mean, it doesn't have to be Grandpa, but I think they're probably a chess lover, and that, yeah, I think that they truly enjoy the game, and that maybe one of the grandkids plays with them. And honestly, I was not even remembering about rugs, so there is that. And yeah, just trying to find. I think I'm trying to find the fishing stuff now. This is like a bunch of fishing lures. I did size it down just because it was a little bit big. And then just this item with the fishing rod and the pictures, I really love that one. And that was kind of those two items that I was thinking about when I was thinking about doing this house. And then just trying to figure out what to put next to it. I'm trying to blend Grandma's love of gardening with Grandpa's love of fishing. That's really what it is. And just because I say Grandma and Grandpa, it does not have to be Grandma and Grandpa. It could be two grandpas. It could be two grandmas. Who knows? But yeah, I was just trying to find like little pieces here and there that would work. And I did realize I forgot the front door. Oops. But I did get one in, so it's okay. Your Sims can get into the house from where it was intended. Just putting out some clothes for Grandma and Grandpa, like for the little entryway area, then putting out some shoes. I do think that some of these shoes are probably used, like some of the boots I think are probably used to go and stand in the lake or whatever and fish. But we don't really have clutter to show that very well, so yeah. But this is where I'm remembering I forgot to put a rug in the living room. And they're just kind of trying to center it a little bit. But the chairs really worked very centered as well, so it was kind of like, yeah. And honestly, that was kind of all that area needed, so I did do another quick save. And then we're going to move on to the extra bedroom. Oh, no, then we're going to do curtains, because I forgot about curtains again. And this one I kind of did a little differently, because I already had stuff in place, and I did not want to have to delete or anything, so I did end up going with, let's see, I ended up going with, first I was going to do the cats and dogs ones, but they were so tall. Like, they are not made for a short wall height. And then I just decided to go with the ones from, I don't know what kid that is, but it's one of those where you get the little shelf and you can make it look like they'll go across. I just felt like that was probably best. And in here I just grabbed the ones from Eco Lifestyle. And here I did grab these ones from High School Years. I just really love those. Over here in this like little nook that I had to make the roof work, I did give the grandkids a computer. I think Grandma and Grandpa finally relented. They were like, okay, well, if it'll make you come a little bit more often, you can have the computer. We'll make it work. And yeah. And then just gonna put in some beds. I did go with one from Dream Home Decorator, I believe it was. I just really wanted one that had a little bit of green. So yeah, this one right here. There's not much in this room. There doesn't need to be. I feel like there was probably more when they, like a little bit more when they were kids, maybe some toys or something, but yeah. And then I think that Grandma probably has like some little plants or something in here, so I did put in these succulents, and then kind of just wanted a rug. So I put this one in, and that is from Parenthood. I don't know. Maybe Parenthood. Maybe. I can't remember. And they're just going to put in this, because I do think that one of the grandkids probably does like nature, but I think the other one is like a musician. So I put this one in, and then I put a guitar, because I do think that they play guitar. And yeah, and then over here, I'm just going to put, I was looking for something. I wanted to put some books, but I also wanted to put something on the wall. I did find these like little fish crafts. I think they probably made those when they were younger. And I don't remember if, oh, I found this. Maybe Grandma made that. So there was that. And then here's Grandma and Grandpa's room, the main bedroom. Just gonna pull this bed. I really love this bed with the iron work and everything. Then just gonna put a couple of these stand-up dressers over here. Some nightstands. I think I went with these. Yeah, these from Eco Lifestyle. There was a lot of mixed matched wood, but I felt like that was okay, and that was kind of just in the spirit of this house. Just gonna go with these lamps. And then honestly just kind of looking for some sort of a painting or something. I wanted something big behind here, and I went with this one. I really like that painting. And then just kind of looking for a rug. was like, okay, what can I put here? What do they need? I went with this older looking one. Yeah, I really liked it. Over in this corner, I did give Grandma a rocking chair. I just felt like it was needed. At least I think I put in a rocking chair. Might have put in a regular. I put in a regular chair. I was thinking rocking chair, but I did put in a regular chair. And then I wanted to put in some knitting stuff. Obviously, grandmas do not have to knit, but this one does. So yeah. And then I think I put in curtains, or did I? No, I went with more paintings. Okay, yeah, I put this one in the middle here, and then this one over here because I felt like that kind of just worked with what I had. And then I was thinking about putting a rug. I want Grandma to have a nice plush rug over there, and then another quick save because I had done a lot since the last one. And I don't remember if I put curtains on these windows, actually. I'm trying to think about... No, I did not. Okay, so that room has no curtains. Grandma and Grandpa are fine without curtains. We got a mailbox. I did move the trash can. We got some trees. I definitely wanted there to be plenty of trees around. Definitely wanted that. Definitely felt like that was needed. Yeah. Just make sure that tree was far enough away. And then putting in this one... I didn't want to hide it, but yeah. And then just doing the back porch, I did put out a grill for Grandpa. I think this is where he does most of his fishing. And that grill is sticking out the back of the fence right there. I do fix it. I think it's just off camera. And then there's a picnic table and then a couple of garden beds up on the porch for Grandma. I don't think she really wants to have to deal with the stairs if she doesn't have to. So Grandpa was like, yeah, no, you can have it up here. And then I think I put a planter on the front porch and maybe a rug. I was thinking about that one. I always use that one though, so I put this like little country barrel one. And I think I put a rug. Yeah, I put this one from Cats and Dogs. And then I think I just moved on to terrain paint. I don't think I put in any bushes or anything. I don't think I really needed it, so I just did some terrain paint. I'm just gonna do like a little path here, and then just gonna go back through and accent it with the dirt. So yeah, that is the build. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone.